engineer, Super Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, created two great universities that we're proud of and are bringing out great future leaders. Happens. So that is why we have to term him the father of education. That 2 universities is not a joke, and they are there and they are making.
Kwankwasiyya a waya ne.
Network ne na kowa kan jigon ƙasa ta.
Kwankwasiyya a waya ne, network ne na kowa, ku zo ku ji manufofin ta kan jigon ƙasa ta.
Viewers at home, a wonderful afternoon to you all. This is Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network YouTube channel. On today's program, we are having a special guest per se, in person of Hajiya Zainab Audu Bako, a person who doesn't need any more explanation of who she is, and rather for Kano people and the likes, they knew who Zainab is. Ma, a wonderful afternoon to you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Ma, can you tell us briefly your history politically?
Well, I went into politics after the demise of my husband in 2009. I started with the CPC in 2010. I vied for election as member House of Reps, Tarani local government, and that's a long history. And then after the merger, CPC, APC, AMPP and other parties merged into APC. I was privileged enough to become the first female assistant financial secretary in the APC. And briefly after that, His Excellency Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso appointed me as the first female MD of Kano Zoo, which I took it personally because my father, late Audu Bako, was the person that created the zoo, so it was an honor to me and the family in general. And I want to use this opportunity to once again thank His Excellency.
Beautiful.
And then after that, he decided that he wanted to move me ahead, and then he appointed me as the first female Commissioner, Ministry of Science and Technology, Kano State. So after he left office in 2015, I became the woman leader Kwankwasiyya movement, and then subsequently we moved back to the PDP, and I became the woman leader caretaker committee Kano State. And now, alhamdulillah, he has again nominated me, and I'm the candidate waiting for swearing in on the 5th of October as the Zonal Woman Leader PDP Northwest Zone. So this is briefly what I've been through in politics, and I've been in a lot of committees and so on and so forth, and I'm very grateful for what I've been through and what I've achieved so far. So
Beautiful. Who is His Excellency Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso politically in terms of contribution towards education in Kano?
The father of education, our leader, my leader, His Excellency Engineer Muhammad Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. As far as I'm concerned, he personifies education, and he knows what education is, because education is the bedrock of any developed, civilized society, and he knows that. Once the society is sane, and you can't have a sane society until you have an educated society. Without education, that is why we are having all these security issues, because somebody that does not know his value will end up with being a suicide bomber, because he does not know the value of life. Education gives you value of life. Our religion shows us this, and it is known. So Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso realized that. He realized the problems we were having in Kano State, whereby we were rated at one of the highest with people or youth that are abusing drugs. Realizing that, when he got into power, he decided to head on go into that sector of education and educate the youths and even the elderly. Because if an elderly man is at home and he does not know how to even read or write his name, is a problem. How can he tell his children? How can his children know the worth of education? So they did that both for the youths and the old. We have this, the elderlies go to weekend and night schools. And then the youths were taught from primary school to tertiary level was free education. And besides that, there was skills acquisition. Because not everybody can go to school and not everybody can end up having a job, especially a government job. So once you are ably employed or gainfully employed and you have a skill, you can take care of yourself, you know your worth, and that is the end of our security issues. This is what he did, and this is what he started, and this is what he invested in. And alhamdulillah, it came down to the point that in Kano State, we had less youths using thuggery. Political thuggery became down to its barest minimum. We had less girls that were having children that were dumped, because they had them extramarital affairs and had all those became to like a stop. There's a section in the Mursala Mohammed Hospital whereby these children were kept. In the long run, it was closed because we were not having that as an issue again. The girls were being married off and they were sent to school. There was free education, especially for girl child. Girl child education is very, very important, and His Excellency realized that. There's a saying, as we all know, once you educate a woman, you educate a nation. If you educate a man, you educate a single person. So that was very important to him. That was why he got buses that would take the girl child from home to school free of charge. Free uniform, free meals, and everything. And you must take your child to school. You had no excuse not to take your child to school. So that was what he did. He invested in that, and we saw the relevance, and we saw the goodness, we saw the positive energy that Kano State got. It got to a point that whereby a lot of people used to disobey traffic rules, traffic lights. But even without a warder there, you would end up waiting when the red light is there. This is education for you. This is the foresight of a leader that knows what he's doing. This is a foresight of a leader that knows that there's a foundation for greatness. And education is that foundation. And he gave it to the people of Kano State. He gave it to the youths of Kano State. The youths of Kano State stopped taking drugs. It came down to its barest minimum. And I'm sure everybody can vouch for that. They stopped thuggery. There are times that you go on the street and a young guy would come with a weapon, whatever it is, and try and take away your phone. That became history during his time. So, as far as I'm concerned, our leader, super senator, I say super senator because he is a super leader, Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, used education to the best of his ability, and he got it. There are the youths, and he sent a lot of youths that came from poor background, but were very, very intelligent, because we are blessed with intelligent people, citizens. He took them from poor backgrounds. If you go to some of the parents of these young ladies and gentlemen that he took abroad, based on merit, first class, they were coming back with excellent results because they got excellent results, and they were taken out with excellent results. If you go to their families' home, honestly, I went to some of these homes, and it is amazing how poor these people are. But these people that were taken out, courtesy Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, they have now brought back value to the family, value to the society, value to their environment, value to where they came up from. So now they are earning, and they are giving back to the society. This is something that is very rare because of how grateful they are to His Excellency. They are giving back to the society because they realize that without this opportunity that came to them from him, even if it was government fund or his personal fund, whatever, who in the northern Nigeria, which leader has done so much for the poor man?
Beautiful. As we are talking now in Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network YouTube channel, Hajia Zainab Audu Bako, you did mention you held a position of MD of Kano Zoo,
Yes.
which was found by your late father, His Excellency, the first governor of Kano State, military governor, Alhaji Audu Bako, may so rest in peace. You did mention about MD Kano Zoo. Yes. That is one of the farming activities of rare animals. What can you say when we are talking about education? Without education, you can't rear an animal. What can you tell us about the zoo itself when you took over?
Well, when I took over from the zoo as MD of the zoo, I got the zoo in a very decent situation because obviously I came at the end of the tenure, His Excellency's tenure. So His Excellency did well for the zoo. Before he came in, the animals in the zoo were suffering, but obviously when he came into power, he did well for the zoo, and I met the zoo at a very decent condition. And we wanted to take it one step further. Unfortunately, I was not there that long. It's a zoo now, and the reason why the zoo is there is because of as you said, education. You read about lions in your textbooks. You read about elephants, but you don't know what they look like. There are some people or some children from maybe rich homes that don't even know what a goat looks like. So when you go to the zoo, you will see all these wildlife there physically, and you know what they look like, you know how they sound, you know how the child will know how it walks, and so on and so forth. So the zoo is a very integral part of education because of our
younger generation.
And it's very important because you see how the animals interact. You see how they're taken care of in the sense that you will see what it's like to nurture an animal that is encaged and is helpless if you don't help it. You will see how it will react to its carer. It's a wild animal, but it will be tame when it comes to the carer, the person that gives it food. All these are things that a young child will know, and then a young child will know how to even interact with fellow human beings, fellow children, fellow friends. That is a form of education. So the zoo is an integral part of our society, and I wanted to take it a step further. I even sent a memo to His Excellency before I left that we should have an aquarium as well, the sea world, to understand the type of animal life that is living under the sea. So an aquarium is very important and needs to be looked at, and I'm looking forward to our government that is coming in, inshallah, 2023, that maybe they will look into that, and it's a very good form of tourist attraction, a revenue generator, and it's something that I think we need to go into.
Let's go back to education once more. You did mention His Excellency as the father of education. Yes. That is Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. During his time as governor, first and second tenure, he did create two great universities that is owned by state government. What do you say about it?
Alhamdulillah. We used to boast about Zainab Audu Bako. Why? Because he was the first premier of Nigeria, and he did the ABU Zaria. And every time you talk about the North or the great leaders of the North, you talk about Zainab Audu Bako and Tafawa Balewa. He only created, it's not only, he created one university. Engineer Super Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso created two great universities that we're proud of and are bringing out great future leaders. This is something that is very hard to, is a Herculean task, but he managed to do it. Why? Because he was focused, because he planned it. You can't come and lead people without a plan. He came in with a plan, so he was able to execute a lot of programs within a very short period of time. It took him 8 years to do that. It's taking people decades to even just do one. He opened the eyes to a lot of people to realize that here, especially in the north, we don't have enough universities, and we have a large number of population, a large number of children that have graduated from secondary school looking for tertiary education, and there are very little or none. The list is very, very long, and they end up jobless, they end up very frustrated, and then obviously insecurity and idle man is a devil's workshop, and then all sorts of chaos happens. So that is why we have to term him the father of education. That 2 universities is not a joke, and they are there, and they are doing great. They are doing great, and those that are coming out from those universities can stand anywhere in the world with any graduate, even people from Harvard University, as far as I'm concerned.
Beautiful. Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network, better known as K.A.N, is a political organization which aims in creating awareness to Nigerians so as to understand who is Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and what Kwankwasiyya as a political ideology. Ma, what can you advise us and encouragement in terms of Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network?
First of all, I'd like to applaud Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network for the good jobs they're doing. The term awareness is key, and I think that is what you're doing. This interview is something that is an awareness to people who don't know who our Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is. And as far as I'm concerned, we have to, or your job is to let the world know that Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is a leader, a worthy leader that Nigeria needs. If you look at, I don't like to localize him in the sense that I don't want to use him as an example to what he has done in Kano. I want it to go, he's larger than Kano State. He's somebody that, given the opportunity, he will do what he has done for Kano and beyond. Why I say and beyond is because the lives that he has touched are far beyond Kano State. All the people that he has sponsored, they could be Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, South, minority. Because Nigeria, there's it's stated that if you are in a state for a certain amount of time, automatically you are the indigene of that state. So that doesn't mean that he only took Kano State indigents outside. He did not sponsor only Kano State indigents. Based on merit, if a Yoruba young man, based on merit, gets that award, he will send him as a Kano State indigent. Maybe he was born and bred in Kano, but he is the ethnicity, his ethnicity is a Yoruba person or Igbo or whatever. Doesn't matter whether you're Muslim or Christian. He is a cosmopolitan leader. What he wants is young people of merit that he will be proud of tomorrow. He has gotten us pilots, and I'm proud of our first female pilot. I'm so proud of that because it's something that
is new.
It's not even, you can't even imagine a female Hausa Fulani pilot. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso.
He did that.
He did that.
Beautiful. What are his contributions during his tenure, first and second tenure in office as governor of Kano State, His Excellency Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, in terms of empowerment and security? What can you say about this?
Wow. Skills acquisition, as I was saying, he made sure that every single sector that was touched. and he empowered every single sectors down to the tea and bread seller, tea maker, the local meshai, the local akara woman that is selling akara by the roadside and awara. He empowered them. He gave them not just the skill, which they were trained first. It's not just to take things and give it to people. No, he will train you first. There was a training that goes on, and then you have a package. And then after that, we will go and inspect and make sure we have a database on all these people that were empowered and have gotten these different skills. The mechanic, the vulcanizer, the butcher, the awara seller, as I said, the akara seller, tea and bread, all sorts. So there is no sector that was not touched and that was not trained and that was not given a package. And then follow-ups were done on that. And after we do follow-ups, we call them Kano proper. After that one, we'll go and we'll do a survey, and those that are doing the best, we give them awards. So that is an incentive for them to do more and encourage people that once you are, you can become self-reliant with these packages that government was giving you through Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. We had a better society. We had a sane society. It was beautiful, unlike what we are seeing today.
Exactly. People were yearning for Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso come 2023 general elections. What can you say about such yearnings for Nigerians?
I think Nigeria deserves him. I'm not going to say he deserves Nigeria. No, Nigeria deserves Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Why? Because he's somebody that will come and do the right thing. We are seeing all sorts of kidnappings. We are seeing terrorism of different natures. It started in Kano while he was governor, but he knew what to do. You have to know the problem, know the root of the problem, know the cause of the problem before you can solve it. If you don't know it, then it will always be a problem. And he realized that lack of jobs. He always says this. We have to give the youth something to do. If not, they will give us something to do. And this is what they're doing now. They are giving us something to do because we have not given them anything to do. So if we empower our youths, we give them self-worth. You can't give them, there's no way government can employ every single youth or person in Nigeria. So they have to do something. So once we are doing something, then definitely you will not worry whether there's inflation or whatever, because something is coming in. So Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is an all-rounder. He's somebody that will look at different sectors and will take care of each and every sector. And he has done so in Kano State, and he can do so in Nigeria. He is very stern, he's very focused, he's very disciplined, and he is very accountable. He's a leader with integrity. Every week, if you look at the papers, you will see what he has done with the funds of Kano State. Accountability is very, very important, and he accounted for every single penny he spent in Kano State. And he's somebody that after any project he gives, he will go around and supervise it and make sure it is done well. That is why all the bridges are still standing. That is why all the building he has done are still standing. All the roads that he has made are still workable. All the water reticulations that were made will still give you water if the present government decides to allow water to run. So these are things that he sort of like, he doesn't sleep. There's no commissioner that I worked under him. There's no commissioner that will turn off his phone. Because it could be 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning that you will hear his phone call. Maybe he has gone and inspected one of the works you have done. And he will call you if he sees something that is not done right. So he is an all-rounder, and he will always put you on your feet. So you have to work, and you have to do it to the best.
Beautiful. Viewers at home, we are coming to the middle of this great interview with Hajia Zainab Audu Bako. a great leader, and she's talking about also a great leader as well, talking about His Excellency Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. We are going for a commercial break. When we come back, the interview continues. Do stay tuned. Viewers at home, welcome back. We're still on this great interview with Hajia Zainab Audu Bako, a great leader, also talking about His Excellency Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, also as a great leader. We're talking about empowerment and security when we jumped into Yenin for 2023 presidential election, which people of Nigeria, most of them are talking about Kwankwaso come 2023. Now we are going back a little bit further to discuss about security when he was in Kano as governor in second term. What can you say about security situation during his time as governor in Kano State?
As I said, the security situation in Kano State during His Excellency's tenure was, in as much as I can call, perfect. Yes, we had hitch during the Boko Haram times, and they started coming into Kano, and Alhamdulillah, he handled it excellently. That is why I'm saying, and I'm still insisting, that the security situation in Nigeria now is something that I'm sure His Excellency, given the opportunity, will handle it well, because there's this neighborhood awareness that was sort of encouraged, and because he sort of had a unity government, in the sense that all ethnicities in Kano were united. He even had essays from the Yoruba essay, Igbo essay, and so on and so forth. So they were all around, and he had meetings with all the traditional rulers of all the different dialects that were in Kano, and they sat down together and they looked at the security situation. And then this neighborhood watch thing that went around Kano, whereby if you see somebody new that has come into town, then you're supposed to report. And then we had a good relationship with the police and all the security agencies that were in Kano. So everything like sort of clicked, and he took care of the Boko Haram situation almost instantly. We had also our local marshals, which sort of like also went round and took care of issues. So after the last major blast that happened in Kano while he was around, I don't think we had any issues per se, because of this unity that we had. And it's something that needs to be looked into. And obviously corruption. Corruption plays a major role when it comes to these security situations that we're having. A lot of the so-called security agencies obviously have bad eggs in them. And then these people connive with them, and then some, maybe they will move away one time, and then people come and attack, and so on and so forth. All these things happen. We all know these things. So once you have a leader that is there, that is on top of issues and on top of the matter, and is taking care of all the welfare of all these people that are in charge, I don't think security will be an issue. This is what we lack now. This is what everybody is facing now. It's the common man, the ordinary person, that is suffering the most. They say when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. So upstairs, the ogas at the top, I don't know what they're doing. And late Sani Abacha said so. If insecurity exists in a nation after, 48 hours or so, he said, then government has interest in it. There's interest. Beautiful, so exactly. Where is this interest coming in? So once the leader at the top is good, and he is a leader of integrity and has the best interest of his people at heart, he will not allow this nonsense to continue. And this is what he did in Kano State, and I'm sure is what he's going to do when he's given the chance in Nigeria. Because enough is enough. People are suffering. Commodity that was basically free of charge, we were having it about 300 naira per mudu. Now it's about 1,700 naira per mudu. So what food can the poor man eat? And why is this happening? Is because people are afraid to go to the farm. If you go to the farm, you get attacked. So obviously you don't farm, hunger will come in. Inflation of food items will come in. Maize, everything, even gari, common gari that we eat with groundnut it's not available. Groundnut, yesterday I was looking for groundnut. My PA was looking for groundnut for her daughter. She's going back to school. We could not find groundnut in Kano. So these are things that are happening. Why? Because people don't go to the farm. Our children do not go to school because they are being abducted. Why? They want to stop education. They want to make us stay back and go back to the dark ages whereby we are all illiterates. Illiteracy kills the system. Illiteracy kills the society. So this is what Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso did, and he's going to do. And once Nigeria gives him the chance, I bet you, I will come back to you and I'll say, I told you so. Nigeria will not be sorry if Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is in charge.
That's very good. Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso was a great politician. What can you say about his politics in and around Kano?
He's the master of the game. Politics is a game. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the master of the game. Because he takes in everybody. Those that like him, those that don't like him, his enemies, his friends, his foes, whatever. Everybody comes. And he will handle everybody according to who you are. That is politics. He will not shun you away just because you go and criticize him. His critics are his best advisors. And he uses every critic and he looks at every critic critically. And then he does what is supposed to be done with that criticism. And each and every person that he works with and that is working diligently and is doing what he's supposed to do, he will never forget you, whether alive or dead. He has political allies, political friends that have passed away, and he has continued to take care of their family. He has continued to make sure that their families are doing well. So he is one of the best, if not the best leader we have of our time. I will not say forever because I don't know who is coming
next.
So let us give him a chance. And I sincerely believe he's not perfect. There's nothing like perfection in any human being. But as I said, he's the best we have for now.
Zainab Audu Bako, please can you shed more lights on Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, his as a cosmopolitan leader?
Well, as I said, even the children that he, or the youth, or the whatever, the students that he took outside, that he sponsored, as I said, he did not look at whether you are a Hausa, Kano State, Fulani, whatever, based on merit. Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, yeah, Kano State, because it's Kano State money, so it has to be a Kano State indigenous. But ethnicity, it doesn't mind. The people that he
embrace.
Yeah, the people that he sort of like engages with. You don't have to be Hausa, you don't have to be Fulani, you don't have to be Igbo. The people that he works with. Take, for example, his security. He's from the South. And he has taken him as his son. And the son has taken him as a father. And I'm sure, given the opportunity to leave his engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, I'm sure he would prefer to resign. So if he's somebody that is regionalist or is a religion fanatic or whatever, that will not happen. People that he does business with or that he governed comes from all walks of life, comes from different parts of Nigeria. And he sort of adapts with whatever you come with. Whatever culture you come with, he can adapt to it perfectly. So Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is a cosmopolitan leader. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is a compassionate leader. He's somebody that once you get to know him, he sort of like has a face that you think, oh, I don't think I can go near him. Maybe he's not friendly or whatever. You have to know him to understand him. And once you know him, you understand what a gentle giant he is and what a compassionate leader he is and how He takes care of the welfare of people that he governs generally, not just people that are close to him, generally, regardless. He did not take his children to all these. His children are not part and parcel of government, unlike what we are seeing now. Office of the first daughter, office of first lady. He didn't have first lady's office because it's unconstitutional. So these are things that when you look at Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, you will understand that he is the man of the moment, man of the people. Not man of his people, no, man of the people. So everybody is his, regardless of religion, regardless of race, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of gender.
Beautiful. Nigeria is facing security challenges. The likes of banditry, Boko Haram, terrorists, and the likes. They said in 3 months' time, when they come into power, they will sort out the security challenges. But 6 years now, Nigeria is gradually going down in terms of security challenges. Shed more lights on intentions of Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso come 2023 as President of Nigeria.
Come 2023, Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, I believe he has said it, that engaging the youths in gainful employment, not necessarily government, is one of the key clue as to solving the security situation. Welfare of security agencies, taking care of them and their families, is another key aspect. Because if you send a security agent into the forest with no equipment, and the armed bandit is more armed than the national security agent that you're sending there to go and protect people. We are hearing what is happening in Borno. The governor is crying day in, day out. God bless him. And these are things that Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso will look into. In Kano State, the entry point into Kano, he made security posts in Kano State. So I'm sure around Nigeria, once given that, he will put security posts there so they will know what is coming in, because arms are coming in through different ways. But if we have these X-ray machines that will be put in, what he did in Kano, if he did it in Nigeria, it's one of the key issues. As I said, taking care of the youth and engaging them gainfully. And then the security agents as well, which he has mentioned. And he has given too many clues. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, he has given too many clues. Maybe because he's concerned for the security situation of the nation and the people in general is more important to him than for him to go and do it himself. He has given clues to the government of the day. But unfortunately, I think it's falling on deaf ears. There are so many people that are telling the government what to do. Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso inclusive. But it's falling on deaf ears, and the security situation is getting worse by the minute or the second. Every single day we hear one thing or another, either a kidnap or I don't know. It's sad. It's really, really sad when it comes to even ordinary people. Just because you say you criticize, that is why I mentioned it earlier, that Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso's critic is his best advisor. But the critic of the government of today will be abducted. Where is Daddy Yata? You know, he will not take it because he is a very compassionate leader. And he will not boast about it, but you just see him in action. Even before he became a governor, he did not promise. He does not make promises. He just acts. He delivers. That is Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso for you.
A great messenger.
Yes.
He held many offices during his time. He did governor twice. He contested for presidency. And he contested, afterwards, he contested for Senate seat. And he won. Later on, he became a minister of defense. These and many more must of his achievements, or rather our achievement, since he is the child of Kano. Senator Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is a great leader. Shed more lights on this.
As I said earlier on about politics, I'm going back a bit. When you talked about leadership or whatever, His Excellency, when he lost the presidential primaries, first he lost to Buhari and APC, and when we went to Lagos, immediately we came back. He said all his structures nationwide should go and work for Buhari. He's an excellent sportsman. Just because he didn't feel bad, he's a wonderful sportsman. He has good sportsmanship qualities. He did not feel vengeful. He did not feel, okay, let me go and act against that person, Buhari. And that was what happened in Atiku when we went to Rivers. Immediately we came back, he said, let us go and work for him. And I'm sure everybody saw the crowd that he pulled for Atiku when Atiku came to Kano. If he wanted, he would not have done that. So that is the person he is. That just because he lost an election to someone, if they're together, the party comes first. And he will work for the party. And he has done it twice. I am a living witness to that. Immediately, all his structures were changed and we went to work for the party. And we saw the vote that we saw in Kano State due to Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso's engagement. So this is a quality that he possesses that is very rare. A lot of people will become vindictive, and they will become, and the followers will become very aggrieved, and they will work against. Anyway, he has an edge over his people, and maybe it's because of how open he is and how genuine he is as a leader. That is why we all believe in him, and we all believe in what he says. And when he says he's going to do something, he does it. When he says he's not going to do it, he doesn't do it. So anytime he says we should move north, we all move north. So there's nobody that will come and work against it. Even when it comes to nominating who the leaders are within us, he will give us a chance to say, okay, this or that. And then usually we all agree, just say it, and we'll follow. Yes, there are some that will be aggrieved, but automatically everybody will come and work towards that. Why? Because the leader is genuine and he has the best interest of everybody. Whether you like him or not, or whether you're working for him or against him. Once you are there, genuinely or not, and you say you are with him, he is there for you. Except when you walk out. So this is quality that is very rare. It's a leadership quality that not everybody possesses. But alhamdulillah, he has it and he has put it to practice and we have seen it. That is why he has this followership that you can see, not in Kano, not in the northern Nigeria, but even if he goes to the south of Nigeria, if he comes, everybody sees how everybody comes and welcomes him and accepts him because he has a great followership in Nigeria. He has structures nationwide, internationally. He has structures everywhere. Why? Because of that ideology. That ideology of integrity, that ideology of accountability, that ideology of being principled, and so on and so forth, which we have termed Kwankwasiyya. It's an ideology, but we have just given it a name. But it is an ideology. And a lot of people have that and were brought up with that ideology. That is why they identify themselves with Kwankwasiyya, whether they wear red or not.
Great. Hajia Zainab Audu Bako, Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network is deeply grateful to you for granting us this time for this great interview. Viewers at home, time is not on our side. We've spent almost an hour with Hajia Zainab Audu Bako, a great personality in Kano. This is where we come to the end of this great interview. On behalf of the production crew headed by Comrade Awal Muhammad Sabu, the likes of Lawan Habu Bashir Sani, Bala Ammani, Comrade Salisu Adamu, Topik Abubakar Ilyas, Comrade Hamisu Gaza, and Comrade Salisu Tijan Kunya. My name still remains Bashir Anwar Fagi, thanking you for watching us. Do stay tuned for next episode. Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Sakona kata fariyar kungiya ne na miko Kwankwasiyya Awareness Network kun ji sako Kwankwasiyya kan da kasanmu ita ce ta leko a ƙarƙashin shugabancin Kwamar da Awwal Muhammad tafiyar Kwankwasiyya ba za mu ki da kawai